I'm Victor Fernandes of Fernandes Fit, and I'm here to show you why fitness is our business. Hello and welcome once again to the Healthy Lives, Healthy Business podcast. I am your humble host, Victor Fernandes. Thank you for joining me as you do each and every week. I greatly appreciate it. Now, today's topic is very near and dear to my heart. As a matter of fact, it's the foundation to Fernandes Fit. It's the connection between our fitness, our health and well-being, and our business, and how one impacts the other and vice versa. Now, before I get deeper into the conversation, allow me to give you your weekly homework assignment, and that's to like the show, leave a great review, subscribe, of course, if you haven't already, and if you're several episodes or more into the show, make that happen. Let's hit that subscribe button. And of course, to share this show with anyone and everyone you cross paths with in life who needs to know that fitness is our business. And that being said, let me get deeper into the conversation here. This is actually a conversation I've had with quite a few people over the last several weeks or so, as I get deeper and deeper into really making that connection for business owners, entrepreneurs, career-minded people when it comes to the importance of their health and well-being, not just for themselves personally, but also for that career, that business, that goal they have in mind for success in the future in a professional perspective as that grows bigger and bigger for themselves. Now, entrepreneurship is often glamorized as a 24/7 hustle, never-ending grind. You've heard it. You've heard stories about the importance of hard work, pushing through fatigue and making sacrifice to succeed. Now, I'm not downplaying that whatsoever. I work hard. Many of you out there work extremely hard as well because it's important to you. It's important to you to build a business, a career that you're truly proud of, that you're truly passionate about. But there's also the flip side when we hear about people say, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I know I'm one that always says I'm going to retire 2 days after I die. But ultimately, what often gets lost in the narrative is the reality that our bodies and minds are simply not infinite resources. As entrepreneurs, our health directly affects the success of our businesses. If we neglect our physical and mental well-being, we risk burnout, decreased productivity, poor decision-making, and ultimately, let's face it, a shorter entrepreneurial lifespan. And I waited too long to start this business for that to happen. I was 47 years old when this all started. I'm 52 going on 53 now. I'm in my infancy when it comes to being an entrepreneur and being a business owner. And I certainly don't want it to end quickly or have a shorter lifespan simply because I'm not taking care of myself. So how do we prioritize health when we're running a business and we feel that it's all consuming? And we've all been there. I think I still feel that from time to time when you're working on every aspect of your business and you feel like you never have enough time in a day. So let's break it down to a few key areas. First of all, let's talk about movement. And ultimately, we can sit down and have a conversation about the ins and outs of health and fitness, physical fitness specifically. But ultimately, what it comes down to is moving our bodies in a meaningful way, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's lifting weights, whether it's going swimming, biking, hiking, whatever it may be. It's the idea of keeping our bodies moving. Bodies in motion tend to stay in motion. And let's face it, when we're more active, no matter how that looks, we're going to be healthier. We're going to lead a healthier lifestyle as opposed to someone who sits at a desk like I'm doing right now, for hours and hours and hours per day, and they don't actually move their bodies in a meaningful manner. So the key here is to get creative and integrate movement in your daily routine, especially for those of us entrepreneurs who struggle to find the time for regular exercise. It took me a long time to get into a routine where that part of my life was a non-negotiable. No matter what I have going on, that's going to be a part of my daily routine because I know how important it is to me. So the key, like I said, is to create ways to weave it into your daily routine without needing to carve out large blocks of time. And here are some practical ways you can do that. Something I like to call micro workouts, just small workouts. You're talking about exercising for 5 or 10 minutes. And I talk about it from a workout routine. My one-on-one clients know that at most their workouts are going to be 30 to 45 minutes. And in most cases, 30 minutes. Simply because we know we don't have an infinite amount of time to get workouts in. So being in the gym, whether it's in a public gym or in our own home gym like I have, we don't have 2 and 3 hours to devote to the process, no matter how important our health and fitness routine is to us. So we need to have shorter, more compact, more efficient and effective workouts that are going to help us stay healthy without investing a ton of time. So, but we all would have at least 5 or 10 minutes. And you're talking about in between meetings, waiting for your coffee to brew. For all of those who love coffee, I'm not on that list. Or even during a short break. I could stand up right now, do squats, do some push-ups, do some lunges, even a quick yoga session. I'm not fluent in yoga, but that's certainly an aspect of it. That's something you do. 5 or 10 minutes of that is still better than not doing anything at all. It's going to keep you staying active without feeling like you need a ton of time in the gym, especially when you don't have that kind of time to invest. Walking meetings. I hearken back to a client of mine who I would always go to their home once a week to go through a workout, but also to sit down and meet face to face to make sure we're on the same page. And over the last probably few months of our sessions together, we've started incorporating walking around his neighborhood. So we would walk and talk. So he would get his walk in, I would get my steps in, and we're able to accomplish what we wanted to accomplish in that one-to-one meeting. So replace some of those sit-down meetings and Zoom calls with walking meetings. It's especially effective if it's a one-on-one, but even if you bring a whole bunch of people together and go for a walk, I know that may sound completely crazy, but it's actually not a bad idea at all because you're able to kill two birds with one stone. You're getting your steps in while keeping your business moving forward. If I were to press a button, and actually I'm going to do it right now, there you go. That's my standing desk. I did invest in one. They're not cheap, I'm not going to lie, but they're great when I'm able to stand up and do some work without having to stop what I'm doing, but I can still get on my feet, do some squats, do some lunges, do all those things to keep the blood flowing, keep the body moving. Especially now, me recovering from a leg injury, I'm 4 months in. It's a great opportunity to get on my feet and put some stress on it, challenge it and make it continue to improve as we move forward. So when you have a standing desk and you're able to stand, I'm not saying the entire day, but being able to stand up even for 15, 20 minutes, it's going to increase your energy level. It's going to improve your posture. It's going to keep you moving throughout the day. Here's one that I share with all my clients, and it's something that my own coaches have shared with me from a business perspective, but it certainly applies to our health and fitness. And that's blocking off time for exercise. And let's face it, if you go to look at my calendar on my phone, on my Google Calendar, which is my lifeline, it doesn't exist if it's not on that calendar. You're not going to just see client calls or client sessions or sales meetings or networking events. Yes, you're going to see all those things, but you're also going to see every other aspect of my daily life, including my health and fitness, including walking my dogs. My workouts are on the schedule. So that way I know it's there and I'm going to be consistent with it. I'm going to be intentional with it and make sure I'm sticking to my routine on a daily basis. Because what happens if I don't? What happens if we don't? We keep pushing it. We don't have it on the calendar. We keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it further into the day. We talk about, I didn't get it done this morning. I'll get it done tonight. How often does that actually happen? Maybe sometimes, but certainly not all the time. And probably not more often than not. So even if it's 20 minutes in the morning, a lunchtime workout, evening walk, block off those specific time slots on your calendar for exercise. Treat it like you do every other aspect of your life. You have that meeting, that important meeting on your calendar for a reason. So you're constantly reminded of it, so you don't forget it. Same thing with your health and fitness. It's important. If it's on your calendar, you're less likely to push it aside. Meal prepping and nutritional planning. I have been beating this drum, especially of late, to all of my clients. It's something that I do, especially now with my youngest son back in school. So we have even less free time and downtime. So when it comes to having to take him to school, pick him up at school, take him to his horseback riding lessons, take him to the farm where he volunteers, to any other aspect of his life that he has going on that we have to play chauffeur for, we have less and less time to make that happen. So we have to be more intentional about our meal prepping and our nutritional planning, because what that does is it already sets up the foundation for healthy meals already in that fridge and that freezer. So we don't have to stop and think about, what are we going to have for dinner? Oh, shoot, we didn't pull anything out to defrost. It eliminates all those excuses. It eliminates doing things on a whim or flying by the seat of your pants. And of course, and this is one that took me a long time to figure out, let me tell you, and it's setting boundaries. Establish clear boundaries for work hours. Many entrepreneurs fall into the trap of working late into the night, sacrificing sleep and recovery. So you have to try setting a hard stop for your workday and dedicate time for self-care in the evening. And that's whether you're reading a book, you're doing some light stretching, some meditating, getting to bed early so you can get up early and get your workout in. All those are boundaries you need to set, not just for yourself, but for those around you. I've had plenty of conversations with clients whose family wasn't the most supportive, at least initially, to their health and fitness journey. But the more you set boundaries, the more you set and really follow through on those boundaries through the example that you set, through the actual work that you do, then they start seeing it. Soon enough, they start living it. They start respecting it. They start supporting it. Here's another one. Here's another one that I've had this conversation many a time over the past few months with clients. Prioritizing sleep and recovery. Sleep is the first thing we sacrifice when we're busy. Like I said earlier, you always hear the old adage, I'll sleep when I'm dead. But research shows that poor sleep leads to reduced cognitive function, increased stress, and even impaired decision making. Think about it. When you're all foggy in the old brain here, in the mind, how challenging is it to make a decisive decision, one that you need, obviously your business depends upon. So when you do that, you all of a sudden you're running into problems with your business because you're not in the right frame of mind. So you need to create a sleep routine, and that starts with turning the TV off early. I have that TV off at least an hour and a half before I go to bed. Oftentimes I read a book. I'm big into the Harry Potter books these days. I'm actually on the last one as I record this. And so I'll sit down and read, and I'll start feeling my eyes getting heavy. At that point, I shut the book and put it on the nightstand, and I get ready to go to sleep. You dim the lights. You turn your phone upside down, whether you use it for an alarm or not. That way, you're not seeing the blue light. You're not tempted, to check your phone, check your email. Put it across the room. Forces you to get up and go turn off the alarm. At that point, once you're up, you're good to go. And really, overall, you want to optimize your sleep environment, keeping it cool. Now, don't go as cool as my wife does, having the AC set at 71 and then cranking the fan. That's a little too cold, for me anyway. But you want to keep it cool. You want to keep it dark. You want to keep it quiet. And invest certainly in a comfortable mattress and pillow. We recently picked up the Sleep Number bed, and we're really starting to get a feel for it and really enjoy it. Small adjustments like that, to your sleep environment can make a huge difference in the quality of rest, which is going to impact positively what you do the next day and moving forward down the line as the week goes on. Now, finally, let's talk a little bit about managing stress. And I can see I can hear the eyes rolling. It's like, stress. Like we all don't deal with it, because of course we do. The life of an entrepreneur is inherently stressful. But managing that stress is essential for long-term success. Starting with, some of you may already do this, daily meditation. Just close your eyes and really zone in on clearing your mind and starting with a fresh slate, if you will. 5 to 10 minutes. This can help center your thoughts, reduce anxiety, improve focus. There are plenty of apps. Headspace is one, Calm is another one. We've seen commercials for it on TV that provide guided meditation, especially for beginners. Breathing. How many times do we start getting, riled up about something? Politics. And When we take a deep breath and just exhale, we start to feel a little more centered, a little more relaxed. It's real simple. One simple technique that I use is what's called the 4-7-8 method. I didn't make that up. It's just what I found it online, and I follow it. Where I inhale for 4 seconds, I hold that breath for 7 seconds, and I exhale slowly for 8 seconds. Give myself an opportunity to kind of bring it back down to neutral, especially if I'm getting upset about something. Gratitude journaling. That's actually, if you've been a part of my 6-week challenge before, and it's ongoing right now, my spring into fall 6-week challenge. My clients, this week's group challenge, as a matter of fact, is gratitude journaling. Taking a few minutes each day to jot down 3 things that they're grateful for. And I think when you start on such a positive note, how can you possibly go into the day angry? When your thought process is about what you're grateful for. Now all of a sudden you're in a positive mindset, you're happier, and all of a sudden you have a greater sense of appreciation for what you have, not what you don't have. And that helps you focus on the positive aspects of life and work. Those go hand in hand. So I know it can feel overwhelming to think about, adding health and fitness to an already packed schedule. I get it. I was like you. But I want to remind you that's not about perfection. We all make mistakes, whether it's personally, professionally, but it's about progress. It's about, taking that step forward, 1% better each and every day to keep building up on those wins. Small, consistent actions add up over time, those wins that I was just talking about. And by prioritizing your health, you're not only investing in yourself, but also in the future of your business. And whether it's incorporating short workouts, scheduling your health and commitments, ensuring quality sleep, or even practicing mindfulness. There are practical steps you can take, like I've outlined during the show, to stay healthy, even in the midst of chaos. Ultimately, you can't pour into others from an empty cup. We've heard that before. So you have to take care of yourself first, and then watch how it positively impacts your entrepreneurial journey. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you once again, as you do each and every week. This is why I do it, because I know you've joined me each and every week and you support this show as much as you do. Once again, make sure to leave a great review, subscribe to the show if you haven't already, and share this show far and wide, because I know you know someone out there who needs to know definitively that fitness is our business. Thanks so much for listening. I hope what we've shared on this show truly resonates with you. If you want to learn more about the health and fitness services I provide, head to my website, fernandesfit.com. If you're ready to connect with me about health and fitness coaching, send an email to info@fernandesfit.com or a text to 814-504-7774. And of course, you can find me all across social media, Victor Fernandes 123 on Facebook, Fernandes Fit on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, as well as the Healthy Lives, Healthy Business channel on YouTube. Thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, always remember, fitness is our business.